My advice for new teachers moving to China is take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way, whether it's to eat a new food or to go to a new place. Don't be afraid by what you think China is all about, because I guarantee you that it's going to be better than anything that you can imagine. So if you have a chance to do something fun in China, take advantage of it.
You probably should learn some Chinese, since not many people in China, our English education already being improved so much, but there are still many people who don't know how to speak English, and they only speak Chinese. And especially when Chinese people are hanging around, they tend to speak Chinese. So you will feel isolated if you don't know any Chinese.
My advice to teachers that are sort of debating coming here, it's not as big of a jump as you might first perceive it to be. The things that open up here and the freedom that you have to teach, especially if you're a subject teacher like me, the way that you are trusted with what you do is kind of a different kettle of fish. International teachers here are able to really hone their craft in a way that I've not experienced anywhere else. Obviously, most curriculums in the world are quite ambiguous, but here you get to really teach whatever the hell you want to teach, and I think that's really beautiful. But the lifestyle is great, and it's such a wonderful thing to be able to slot in to pretty much any community, in my experience, and be accepted and welcomed by not only the expats but also the locals, and really wanted. For me, coming from the UK, I found that, especially in my early teaching career, that I found myself in situations where it was like I was the one that should be thanking my establishment for the experience and for the opportunity to be there. Whereas as soon as you step foot here, it's exactly the opposite, and the people are just so happy to have you here, and that's just wonderful as an employee, you know? But yeah, if you're debating it, then just give it a go, because at the end of the day, like, don't live life with what ifs. Just do it. Just do it. If it's for 1 year, it's for 1 year. It's not for you. So what? But you could stumble upon the best thing you've ever done.
Okay, so you're considering coming to China as a new teacher. Well, adventure awaits you, and you should basically come here with the attitude of grab that adventure with both hands. A lot of experiences are here for you, and many opportunities that you probably wouldn't get back in your home country. By that I mean interesting travel opportunities, of course, cultural opportunities. Many things are different here. Of course, the language is different, the food is different, many things are different. But then the longer you stay here, you start to realise some things are the same. Things are not as, let's say, upsetting as you might have thought. Yeah, people are very agreeable here. They're very friendly. They're like happy-go-lucky. And if you are willing to engage with them, they'll engage with you. You know, so you really have to come here with that open-minded, positive attitude, and you should do well. Yeah, and that's my advice to you. Come here.
Something I would say to new teachers coming to China is to be patient, especially if this is your first time abroad. There's a lot of new things that are going to come at you, and I remember my first early days in China. It was very frustrating sometimes. It's like I want to order 2 water bottles, and even just the littlest things can be really frustrating. But over time, like, you learn obviously how to order certain things, but also you'll find that people in China are very accommodating. Just be patient and open to trying new things and the challenges that are going to come your way.
I think because China is a big country, maybe you can do some research about different cities, because in different cities you can have a different experience. For even the weather is different. So maybe you can do some research and choose a big city first. And in big city, you can get many friends, I think. But small city maybe not too easy for you come first. Yeah, first you come.
I wouldn't worry too much about the language. I was really worried when I first came here about I wouldn't be able to communicate with people. I wouldn't be able to speak to people. But realistically, so much stuff here is done on apps. So much stuff is done on online. You don't have to worry about it. You use the Alipay app and you can order food. You use Taobao and you can order stuff online. And 90% of the time, they just rock up, leave it at your doorstep, and it's done. I think the biggest issue I had here is probably dealing with that 10% when they don't want to deliver it. But at that point, it's just, if you answer the phone to them, there's a high chance they're just going to turn up. If you're caring more about the teaching side of things, I wouldn't worry too much about it because the kids here are mostly good. They're from, affluent backgrounds and they know that their parents are paying money. It's not like Dubai, where the kids have an ego about their parents' money. They will mostly listen to you, and those who don't, they get the parents in and they listen, they shut up real quick. So I wouldn't worry much about that either. I'm from England. The behaviour difference from here to there is I feel like I'm not even doing my job most of the time because the kids are so well behaved. And then I guess the biggest jump for some people, if you're coming from Britain like me, you go into an American school, is you don't have much, the workload is a lot less. And some people think that they're not doing their job properly. I wouldn't worry about it. There's so much stuff to do here. A lot of the time you're paid to be there and to have knowledge. So if you get some free time, just take it. Don't feel guilty. Just enjoy your time. Enjoy China.
My advice for new teachers is be adaptable. Be ready to understand that things aren't working out how you want them to or how you think they should. You're working with a different culture and they do things very differently. And sometimes the things they do don't make sense. And so you need to be adaptable. That's my best advice.
Hello there. If you are going to teach in China, there's something maybe you don't want to do that. Firstly, don't just ask a student to join your religion if you have a religion. For example, you can introduce the Buddhism, but do not ask them to join in. And secondly, maybe you don't want to discuss something related to the countries, like the conflicts happening in the world. And finally, I wish you have a good time in China. Yeah.
Use your network, build your network as quickly as you can because you need each other. And any sort of preconceptions that you have, get rid of them. Don't make your life try and fit China. You need to completely embrace China into your life. Make it mesh, and then you won't have to fight as hard. Bring things with you that you think are incredibly important, like photographs. Everything else you can get on Taobao, but the precious things like the photos, the memories, the friends, the family, that's the kind of things that you will miss. And set WeChat up as quickly as you can and listen to advice of people that have been here before.
Here's the tips for the new foreign teachers who are gonna come to China. And number one, you're gonna learn local language and a local accent. And tip two, you're gonna use to eat lots of spicy food.
Just don't make up your mind while what you look at YouTube or whatever you look at Google. When you come here, then you will learn more about that. And please explore the culture, food, and the intricacies of Chinese people. That will help you. Give yourself 6 months time. That I would call it your zero period of time here. After that, you can make up your mind what you think about the China.
My fellow teachers, one advice that I would like to give you is that I think before coming to China and while in China, while starting your teaching career in China, make sure your paperwork is in order. Make sure you ask as many questions as you can imagine. Ask your HR, be on their back. Ask as detailed and specific questions as you can about your contract, about your place of work, about your taxes and stuff like that. Because, well, I want to give you an example of a friend of mine that happened to work in China completely legally, with a work permit, with a contract and all. But what she realized when she got busted one day is that she was not supposed to be at a specific campus of that school. And that was an illegal part, which she was completely unaware of. And she found herself in a detention cell and a lot of trouble after that. So make sure you ask about any little detail that you might be suspicious of before you come to China and when you come. Your HR, some lawyer advice might help you a lot in the future. But other than that, China is a very safe place, and it's such a liberating experience here, actually. I mean, if you're a good teacher, you will find your place in this country. Whatever you want to do. You want to be IB teacher? Go for it. You want to be whatever, a teacher, you can go for it. It's very good to be here.
Come give it a try. I mean, because one of the things I really like is seeing when these students who've not had any of these Western experiences or influences really before, when they tap into something new and seeing their joy experiencing that's something that's absolutely really amazing to see. And also come and explore. I mean, it has stuff like this.